You'll notice right down here is the module. So this, all other modules after or beginning with module 1 look the same. And you may have some more stuff over here in this left-hand column, but ideally it's going to look the same. And I did that on purpose so that you wouldn't get confused if you've ever taken a course. So here's a basic introduction on what I want you to complete for the module. So I'll go in, you can read the PowerPoint, that goes through and gives you a basic idea of everything in that chapter. If you need more information, now again, this is real basic, so if you need more information, go and use your book. That's what the book's for, is to use as a reference. Here's a quiz. You'll take this quiz. Well, if you don't know the answers, you can either get them from PowerPoint or you can open this interactive lesson. Now, you notice how this popped up right away. That's because I've already been in Blackboard. But if you've never tried to download one of these, you'll see this little download tab at the top. When you go and click that, it kicks you out to that very first screen. So let's just pretend it did that. I've got to move to a teaching tab. It'll kick you out to this screen. Don't freak out. It only does it once. So each time you try to download something for the very first time, it kicks you out. It's a glitch in Blackboard. There's nothing I can do about it. It doesn't matter if I put a Word document or a PDF. It doesn't matter what the document is. For some reason, it kicks you out. And even when I was a student, when they first started using Blackboard, it did the same thing. So I don't know what's going on there. But again, it's not an issue with anything I put up there. It's an issue with Blackboard. Now, let's go back to the interactive lesson. You notice it pops up. This is an exe file, an executable file. You need a PC to run this. If you're on a Mac or something like that, you're going to have trouble running it. If it runs for you, that's fine, but it has a lot of flash components. For some reason, Macs have problems with flash. So once you open this up, you can either run or save. I recommend saving it, so if you need to go back and look at it, you can save it and go back and view it again. What's going to happen is that's going to pop up. Well, it should pop up. Oh, it's because I didn't run it. Let me open it up again. Let me go back in here where I saved it real quick. Alright, here it is. So I'm going to run it. Once it runs, it takes a little bit for it to load up. This is essentially the same as the self-test. It's not in the same order. So you go through here, and I'm going to answer the wrong question so I can show you how these work. Let me make sure I've selected wrong one. So I'm going to hit submit. If I get this wrong, it tells me what the correct answer was. This doesn't submit any score to me, so you can go through this as many times as you want until you get the grade that you want. And then it moves on to the next one. It has the same questions that are in the self-test so that you can go back and answer that self-test. So I recommend, let me go back and show you where the self-test was at, that you open up the self-test and print it off. Because this interactive lesson here that we ran is going to answer the questions to that self-test. So I want you to go through it as many times as you need, because the midterm and the finals, that's how you're going to study for them. And I'm trying to give you enough repetition with the information so you'll know it. It's not the exact questions that are going to be on the midterm, but they're pretty close. So these can really help you out. The self-test and this interactive lesson are going to help you. And then you take a graded quiz over it. And again, it's the same questions. So you're getting repetition with the information so that whenever you have to think about this stuff, it should be instinctive, that it just happens. So again, self-test, print that out. Interactive lesson, go through it and help answer the questions in the self-test, and then take your graded quiz. You want to take that after you've done these two, because by then you should know the answers. And below here you see where I've got individual project. Of course, this is the wrong date if you're taking any other course. This was for spring. This goes through and it describes your first project, and below that it describes the second project. So that'll give you a basic understanding of how to use the modules. And all the other modules look like that. Now they may have more stuff over here in this left-hand column, like you might see videos that students, or examples of other student projects. But again, the order is going to be almost the same in all of them. I try to keep the order the same so you don't get confused. You know what you need to complete. So, one more time for review. very first thing you should do is click on course content. Once you click on there, do this first module, this introduction module. After you finish everything in the introduction module, go to your first module. Go through, complete everything on that. Now, if you need to know when stuff is due, you'll go to the calendar. Now, of course, this was for, let me move back to April so you can kind of see how a calendar looked in spring semester. Actually, that's March. And you see how, for a long semester, I just have one module. Now, if this is a summer semester, you might see 3 or 4 modules for a week. So you complete, let's say this is spring semester, I know for this week here, I had to complete everything in module 6. So let's just pretend module 6 would have shown up over here. I would have completed, let's pretend this is module 6. I would have completed everything in that module. Once I completed that for spring semester, I know I'm good for that week. So if this was a summer semester under calendar, and I'm looking at my calendar, and it might say module 6, module 7, module 8, module 9 under 1 week, I know I had to complete all those modules for that week. So make sure you're using your calendar so you don't get behind, so you know what's due each week. Alright, so that's the calendar. Now the assignments that I showed you in the module, you could get to them here and submit them. Announcements, I'll post them up. Normally I'll set them so they automatically pop up, but if you need to go to announcements, that's over there. Assessments, these are all your quizzes. You can go in. I recommend accessing them again through the modules. Try to access everything you can through the modules. Really, the only thing that you can't access through the modules would be like the calendar, the mail function, the email function. So discussions are here, but again, you can access those through the modules. Here's the mail function. When you send me an email, send it through this. Don't send it to my personal email. I like you to send everything inside Blackboard. That way at the end of the semester, I can go back and make sure I've answered all the emails, or if you've submitted something to me, or something's come up, I can find everything for this course inside the email function for Blackboard. So make sure you send all your emails there. I don't want to have to search my personal email. Here's the roster, so you can go through and see who's in the class, and you can write all your stuff that you want to about yourself. Here's the syllabus again on the left-hand corner, but again, syllabus can be accessed through that first module. And the rest of it's pretty straightforward. Here are the grades. You can go down and see your grades as you finish them. You'll see them over here. Here's your progress. You can track what you've done through the course. And those are probably your most important ones. But again, this course content link is the most important link. I can't stress that enough, because all your modules, all your assignments, you can find them within the modules on this page. So again, course content, most important. If you have any questions, just send them to me by email. So right there's the email. That's probably the best way to get a hold of me during the summer, even during the fall, because I teach so many classes, I'm not always in my office. So email is the best way. Blackboard email is the best way. I check it 2 or 3 times a day. But again, I can guarantee you that I'll get back to you within 24 hours. So if you send me an email on Monday, you may have to wait till Tuesday. Another thing I want to stress is I don't work on the weekends. I like to have my weekends off. I went through 10 years of school, so now I like to have my weekends off. So if you send something to me after Friday at about 12 p.m., I'm gone. You won't hear from me until Monday. So if you get on panic mode, you're just going to have to wait till Monday till I get back with you. I don't work on weekends. But again, this is a fun course. I hope this introduction helps you. And go in, kind of play around with the course. So if you have any problems, if you have a Mac, you may have some issues, so you may consider going to a computer lab at your campus. I know you've probably signed up through this course either through SAC or St. Philip's, but this is an NLC course. When we go and do certifications, if you want to get certified, I'll post up some dates later on. You'll be able to find them on this home page where you can sign up for a day to do your certifications. But I'm only going to have 1 or 2 days where you can come in and get certified, and it's at Northeast Lakeview. So even though you've signed up to it from SAC, I teach at Northeast Lakeview. I'm full-time at Northeast Lakeview, so you'll have to come to our campus to do your certification. If there's any questions, shoot me an email. And I look forward to seeing you online. So have a good semester.